बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम अस्सलाम वालेकुम जी। अज असीं आए हैं ज़करिया नूं ज़ोएब नूं भाई नवाज ते भाई सरवर असीं सारे आए हैं कोन वैली म्यूजियम और ये गोलकार दे विच है बिल्कुल राइट ऑन द टॉप ऑफ गोलकार। अगर तुसीं स्कारलेन तो आ रहे हो फिल्मी टॉप तक अगर तुसीं दूसरी साइड ते आ रहे हो तो लेमो रोड तो उससे बिल्कुल टॉप तक वाप ते बिल्कुल एक साइड तक छोटा जिहा कार पार्क है, तुसीं फ्री कार पार्किंग भी कर सकते हो। खूबसूरत बच्चे लैके आओ, 5 पॉइंट टिकट है इसका तो स्टाफ वेरी फ्रेंडली है। विक्टोरियन एरा दी अंदर लूमा ने कपड़े बनाने ले, जुत्तियां बनाने ले, पुराने वक्त में किस तरह रहंदे सी, उन्होंने घर, उन्होंने चिमनियां, उन्होंने रहन सहन। तो आई होप तुसानू पसंद आएगा तो देखो, इंजॉय करो तो असीं भी देखने हैं। थैंक यू। कोन वैली म्यूजियम आउटस्कर्ट्स ऑफ हडर्सफील्ड इन गोलकार। हाँ जी, आ जाओ ज़करिया। माशाल्लाह ज़करिया, भाईजान, भाई नवाज ते ज़ोएब आज असीं जा रहे हैं। अच्छा म्यूजियम में चलिए हैं, आ जाओ देखने हैं जी। When is this? Which era is it? Is it Victorian era?
Well, I'll talk about the cottages. Shall I?
Yeah. Go on then.
So, these cottages, all 4 cottages, were built in 1845, about 220 years ago. And they were built by James and Sally Pearson.
Oh, Pearson family, yeah.
The Pearson family.
That's what I read in when I was looking a little bit.
You came in here. And we're here now. And you'll go into these cottages. Because they didn't all knock through, they were all separate cottages. In 1851, Sally, that's Sally and that Joseph, a brother and sister.
Yeah.
And they're the children of the Pearsons.
Sarah and Emma.
And then as time went on, handloom weaving, that took place upstairs.
So this is, so all of this is one big cottage.
It is all, now it is all of one big cottage, Colne Valley Museum.
I tell you,
But when I was your age, and I was once, there were 4 cottages, 4 houses. And in 1911, the end cottage, which you'll see, that was given to the Independent Labour Party. And people no longer lived there, but they lived in the other 3 cottages. In 1911 again, same year, it says Herbert Wimpenny, fish and chip dealer. And in 2011, we, the Colne Valley Museum people, bought the end cottage. Because up to then it stopped there. We bought it.
Right.
One of the cottages was given to us, but 2 were, and one was we bought. Do you know for how much? £400.
That's not too far. It's
It
good.
wasn't far out.
Yeah, it's not too well done.
Yeah.
Blowing the fire, huh?
Technically,
And you know the iron, in the olden days, we used to put coal in these one
oh yeah.
and press our clothes.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
let me show you.
Yeah, go on, Margaret. Tell us something.
There. Oh, look.
Oh, it's the
That's iron.
baby cot.
Yeah.
Iron.
Yeah, we used to have in our house. Yeah,
That's
we used to have in
That's
the,
for ashes.
Yeah.
yeah.
That is pretty briny.
And this one, this would go in the fire.
Yeah. So to keep it hot, yeah.
Yeah.
Why would iron need to be hot?
It needs to be hot because it's not like a steam iron like we have now. And when you're ironing things, and I hope you iron lots of things, you've got to make them really nice and smooth. So your iron's got to be hot. What do you think this is?
Arrow?
No. You get it, you put it in the fire, and
Yeah.
you get it very, 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 very hot.
To make a hole.
You iron.
Oh.
That's an iron.
Iron, and you can iron that and that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she's kidding.
No, I'm
She's
kidding.
kidding.
I'm
She's kidding.
You do look like
To show
you
you.
look like her when I get.
You better watch it. Yeah.
Don't be cheeky, Zakaria.
Look look, see, there's the oven. When I was first married, we had one of these, and our cat used to sleep in the oven because it was warm.
All together.
Yeah, well, these ranges now, it's like...
This is the bucket for water and coal
Yeah,
and
that's
different
for
things.
water.
Yeah,
And you see, there's a hook there. You can fill that with water, hang it there,
and warm it,
and get warm
heat
water.
the water.
Have you this one?
Wes, that's right. Yeah.
This frame was made by a 10-year-old
Yeah.
young girl.
12, yes.
It is a religion that can give sweetest pleasure while we
Live.
live.
It is
It is
religion.
religion
must
must
supply
supply
solid comfort when we die. After death, its joy will be lasting.
as
Something it's got, yeah.
you know.
And it's July 20th, 1833.
18.
Older than these houses again. Now, have you seen the mangle?
What is the one?
Mangle's there. That's a washing machine. No,
That's the one.
that's a washing machine.
This one is washing machine.
Yes.
Hello.
You see that there is a tub, and you filled it with warm water,
Right.
and then you grated some soap,
Right.
and then you
Yeah.
agitated
Rinse
the
it
clothes
and then you put through it to
and
dry.
then there's a tub at the other side with cold water.
Yeah.
Rinse it. I think you'd have to do it more than once, or maybe they weren't as fussy.
All right. Look at this. This is the
we have
bedroom.
to have it tied up, you see, otherwise they break.
Oh. Oh, Zakaria. This is the kind of bed your granddad used to sleep on
There
olden
should be
days.
another bed somewhere. Oh, look it out. Oh, it's right under there. You might have to lift the other.
Zakaria, you want to sit there?
Oh, it's a very special chair, is that one?
Say again. Go on. What did you say?
They were only. They could only sound deeper, not plastic.
If you look on that picture there, which you board, your map board, can you see a lady sat there? Look next to you on the other board.
This
The
one.
chair, there's a lady sat where you are. And she owned that chair.
Oh, right.
I have a thing on your neck.
Carved chair in this room was handmade by James Woodhead of Slavitt in 1899.
Oh, you're good.
If you look at the top of the chair, can you find 1899 even somewhere?
It says 1899. James Wood from Slavitt made this chair. Wow, ji, wow.
Before you're a girl.
A long time
The
ago.
guy who made it was boy, but it was for a girl.
Yes, Jill, now, do you want to stand up a minute?
Yeah,
She's going to show you something very special.
very special. Oh,
It's a table.
ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਘਰਾਂ ਚ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨੀਆਂ ਫੋਲਡ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ ਸੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਅੱਬੇ ਨਾਲ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ ਸੀ ਕਿਧਰ
ਹੋ ਜਾਣੀ ਪਰ ਇਹ ਕੋਈ ਕਮਾਲ ਦੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈ
ਇਹ ਟੋਟਲ ਵੁੱਡ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਉਸ ਉਹ ਨਾ ਬੁਣੀ ਸੀ
That's for that. So she.
ਐਵੇਂ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੁਨੀਆ
Can you see? Can you see how low these arms are?
ਦਿਮਾਗ ਇਸਤੇਮਾਲ
Yeah.
Well, look at
Can you see it's getting in my way?
for Jill.
I can bang my elbow, look.
Yeah. If Jill's sat here, she won't bang her elbow because it's low.
Good,
And
good.
she would, the lady would be doing her sewing
Yeah.
and her knitting,
That's
and like Jill making a rug, and you would be making.
What you call, we call it charkha in our language. What you call it? This
Spinning wheel.
spinning mill. Yeah.
You're going to see plenty of those
Yeah.
while you're here today.
And how old is that? Do you think?
It's fairly.
Why you chalaoge? Chalaoge.
Oh, she's very old, older than any of us.
He.
She,
It's fairly modern.
I think her name's on the
There is some old ones.
It's locked. Yeah. It's locked. Yeah.
We have to lock it,
Well,
otherwise.
it was made
People
in
mess about it,
James-
yeah. And this is a musical instrument, isn't it?
No, it's a. You fill it with coal. It's a bed warmer.
ਇਹ
It was a
Bed warmer. Ah.
ਇਹ ਅੰਗੀਠੀ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਬੈਂਡੇਡ ਹੈ
ਵਾਹ ਜੀ ਵਾਹ
glue entirely.
ਪੁਰਾਣੇ ਵਕਤ ਦੀ ਅੰਗੀਠੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ
Truth is,
ਸੁਭਾਨ
you know, like now they've got screws inside. And they haven't, look. Can you see that chair?
चलिए जाइए साहब
Down in there as
तुसी
well.
बोलो ना कुछ
And that would be the same.
what do you think it's nice isn't it
All of that.
You see, you see all these windows letting a lot of light in, whereas downstairs it wasn't. So we're pretty sure that spinning and things and rug making would go on in this way.
So we don't know how old he is.
Very nice.
Margaret is this old mill then
Well, this was before they made mills, before mills were invented. Weaving would take place in the cottages. That's what this is. These looms are hand
so these are looms then yeah
Steve's going to tell you all about it.
I'll tell you about it in a minute.
Yeah.
what's his name
But
Steve.
just make this adjustment.
Just let him do it. Stevens.
Stephen even
I
Stephen
don't know what his dog's called.
hi Stephen you alright
Yeah, I'm fine. You can take my photo if you like.
yeah okay thank you very much for that
Not a pretty sight.
no that's fine so these are the weaving mills shall I call it
Before the
are
mill.
these
No,
like
no, this is not a weaving mill.
yeah
This is a man's house.
man's house
Yeah.
no that these machines
Yes, a machine, but it's in a man's house.
also so he used to do what in his house make the clothes
That's
is that
what
right
happened here.
yeah
So this house was built
Right.
not as a mill, and it was before mills were invented.
right
And
sorry I'm trying to be a bit back so I can get you easily but it's okay it's all right.
So
Yeah.
the house was built specially for handloom weaving.
hand loom yeah because the roof is high yeah
So look at the loom here. This
Yeah.
is not a power loom; it's a hand loom. And the windows here
Yeah.
were specially made so that the weaver had enough light to work with.
exactly yeah
So about 1840, when this house was built,
yeah
there was no gas, no electric.
right
The only light you could get were candles or whale oil
our daylight
and daylight, of course. But the artificial light was quite a lot of whale oil, actually. So shall I show you how the weaving starts?
yeah please Stephen is going to tell me how actually the weaving started how they started to make clothes is that right if I'm
Yeah.
go on that Stephen
Are you ready? Right.
yeah
So I'm going to put my foot on the treadle.
oh yeah
I'm just checking everything's okay.
yeah
And if you see down here,
Yeah.
some of the threads are up and some of the
yeah
threads are down.
that's right yeah
And that leaves a space in there for the shuttle to go through.
that's right
And I've got to put the next
thread
thread
Yeah.
is going to be, it's called a pick.
Thick,
It's going to be a yellow pick.
yeah
It's not just gone right, let me do this and do that. So I put one thread in, drop it,
Zabardast.
and then
Good.
do another three.
Ah,
But I've got to stop at this point
yeah
because this yellow shuttle is run off. There's no thread left.
so you need more thread
So I've got to put another perm in.
yeah
Have you ever done any weaving?
I've never done but I've seen back home
Yeah.
if I go back like 30-40 years ago
Yeah.
some people still used to do this at homes
Yeah.
now and then
Yeah.
and I've seen it but not as closely as you are showing me
Well, it might not have been a loom that looked just like this.
no
I'm sure it looks slightly different, but it's the same principle.
it is same principle that's right yeah
So I've now put the 4 yellows in.
yeah
Now I've got to put the dark colour in.
Yeah.
So watch what I do down here.
yeah
Press this lever
yeah
and bring another shuttle into play, which is the dark colour.
oh right yeah
So 4 of those next. And then some yellows and some reds and so forth. And if you look here,
beautiful yeah the pattern is built yeah
yeah, I've got to build the pattern up.
Yeah.
So I've got 9 blocks of dark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
yeah
And then when I put those in,
Yeah.
I can put this scarlet overcheck.
that's right yeah
Yeah.
beautiful well done thank you very much
You're welcome.
thanks
Well,
where are you from sorry I'll record it.
Holmfirth. I'm
Holmfirth.
from Holmfirth.
And you work
And I
in
started work in a mill in 1958. And I
right
started on my 15th birthday.
15th birthday
Exactly.
and you must know a lot about the weaving
Well,
then
I went to technical college, and in the end I got a degree in textile design.
All right. Okay.
So I spent 50 years or more being a textile designer.
Textile man. Yeah, yeah,
Now, if you're interested in this, I'll show you something more.
yeah.
So here are some of the designs that we've made. Come round and
Yeah,
so that you
yeah,
can
yeah.
see them. Now, this red was just a plain boring red design.
Right.
And so myself and a colleague decided to make it look nicer.
Right.
So we put the yellow overcheck on and the blue overcheck. And here you can see we've done all sorts on this very boring oatmeal coloured warp. We put that
Oh, that's nice.
and we put that.
So it's a development, isn't it?
Yes, it's embellishing.
Progression. Yeah, yeah.
So this is what a textile designer does.
So Stephen worked in a textile profession for over 50 years.
A lot longer than 50 years.
Oh, really?
I was working in textiles into my late 70s.
Late 70s.
Yes.
How old are you now, if you don't mind?
I'm 80.
Well, you look young for, you look quite young.
You're a flatterer.
No, I'm not, honestly.
Come here. look.
Go on then.
So this was just this check pattern here.
Yeah,
But we decided to put this orange and this blue to make it look a bit nicer.
that's nice, yeah.
So there's all sorts of things in here where we've embellished these things. So that was just a very boring grey and black.
Yeah,
We put all these colours on.
that's good.
When Stephen's finished, you might want to take a picture because he's trying clogs on.
Oh yeah,
Don't let me stop.
yeah. Oh, that's another one. Look, can you see? That's a nice design
Yeah, that's
with the
beautiful.
red and the.
Yeah, to be honest, they're all nice, yeah. They've got their own beauty, yeah.
So we put these on.
Oh, right,
A colleague of mine, they started like that look.
right. And then you developed with the patterns,
Exactly. Now, if you look at the back of the loom, this loom
Yeah.
here,
yeah.
can you see there's some violet colour and some white colour?
That's right, yeah.
Well, I can't weave this loom now because
No,
I'm
it's
just
fine, yeah, yeah.
adjusting those. But if you come to the front now,
Yeah,
you'll see how they evolve. So this was just a boring this bit here,
yeah,
and so we decided to change some of the black
yeah,
into this violet colour
yeah,
and change some of the yellow into white.
yeah.
And then we put this scarlet overcheck on that you've seen already.
It's
And
beautiful.
that dresses it up.
That's right, yeah. Very nice, beautiful. I'm really impressed. And these are a similar thing, isn't it? But
These are spinning.
spinning.
Yeah, but if you go next door, you'll see
Yeah, yeah,
the lady there, she'll show you.
yeah. Thank you very much, Sylvia. Have a good day. Hiya. Hiya. What's your name, sorry?
My name's Anne.
Anne, what are you doing?
I'm spinning, but this somebody's had their hands on this one, so I'm just trying to get it running again. Oh, it looks like it's going again now. So we're spinning all here.
Well done.
That might go. I'll get you to delete it though if it all flies out.
Anne is doing some. So you're making a thread basically, is that right?
That's it, the thread. Right,
Yeah.
hang on a minute. Because
माई चरखा कत रही है जी जबरदस्त आई एम रियली इम्प्रेस्ड
no, you're not.
I-
I'm not.
no but there's a lot of things which I've never seen in my life so I'm happening to see it
Have you never seen anything like this?
I mean in back home our like mums and grandmoms used to have similar
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
we call it charkha it's like in our own language
Yeah.
but we were kids at that time and then the things progressed and you don't see them very
oh,
often
no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah.
You don't hear
Oh
either.
look
Do you want to just come? You can come back.
yeah.
And if you were working, then how would we go to school?
No, you didn't go to school.
Go to school.
You'd learn a few letters, but that was all. But you
Probably
wouldn't go to school.
Saturday afternoons,
Yes,
wasn't
and we go to
Because I don't think that they used to have schools at those times.
it? Saturday afternoons.
Is this Saturday?
When
Yeah.
it started coming in.
Yeah.
1874 compulsory education, but that was only.
1874.
But that was only
Were they there
more.
for
Sometimes
like half an hour?
they would go in the morning and come to the mill in the afternoon.
Yeah.
What school?
They were called half-timers.
Oh, probably only an hour, 2 hours, something like that.
It was just basic, unless your parents were very rich. Reading and writing.
I know.
They would make you work. You would
Because
be working.
they were going back into the mills. You
Yeah,
know, as you
that's
were.
right.
Dangerous,
Yes.
yeah. It's very dangerous. And where I chunk of wood,
Right.
and what happens is you
Other
chop. That's what it starts with.
All right.
Chop in.
Tale, tale.
One
All
becomes
right.
left.
Right.
One becomes right.
All right.
So you take that
Yeah.
over to the knives,
So then we got to good.
and then you put
भाई वो तले ही बनाने लगे हैं.
you start chopping this up.
All right.
What you're trying to do is create that.
Right.
When you've got that,
Right.
you draw the profile on the
Right.
side.
And then you eventually make
You go
these.
back to that, chop, 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 chop.
Yeah.
Again, the top profile, chop, 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 and you'd end up with something like that.
Like this.
That's the start of it.
Right. Yeah.
You then get the client or the customer, or you, if you want to
Yeah.
repair, put your foot on there.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel quite right.
Yeah.
Get a spoke shave or reverse spoke shave.
Yeah.
Take it out. Put your foot on again. And you'd end up like that.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah? So
Yeah.
it's comfortable in
Yeah.
the picture. You then cut this groove,
Yeah.
which is cut with this knife. So with that knife, you go around and cut that
Yeah.
all the way around until you get that groove.
Right. Yeah.
The leather
Yeah.
is made out of 2 bits. Very simple. That's the vamp, which
Yeah.
is the front bit.
Yeah. And then the side
The
one.
clasp, which is the side and the back.
Yeah.
Chop them out,
Yeah.
sew them together,
Yeah.
and what we're looking at is as cheap as we can get it. These aren't expensive. These are for
Yeah.
normal working people to buy,
That's right. Yeah.
and they haven't got a lot of money.
That's right. Yeah.
Right? So you're sewing them together with about an inch or 20 mil or 25 mil of
Yeah.
thing. The only difference is it doesn't come right through.
Right.
It goes through the centre.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
when it's finished, it doesn't rub your foot.
Right.
Throw it in a bucket of water,
Yeah.
and it goes soft like chamois leather.
That's
Chamois
right.
leather.
Yeah.
Throw it on the last.
Yeah. He's telling you the whole process from the raw wood
Yeah.
and raw leather. He's
This
going
is still
towards.
wet at this stage.
Yeah.
Pull,
Yeah.
pull,
Yeah.
pull.
With the nail.
Not unlike a shoe.
Yeah.
Shoes are made like this so
Yeah.
far.
So it's a development from.
It's a separate thing, really.
Yeah.
Because a shoe has a lot more components. This has only got two
Two components. Yeah. Leather and wood.
That's it. You've got it. And they're as cheap as you can make them. Let it dry.
Yeah.
Once it's dry, it's taking the shape of that.
Yeah.
Trim it off. Take it off.
Put it on that.
Place it on there on the right side. This is obviously.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Place it on
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Nail it round. Nothing to that, don't it? Yeah. Put a clasp on it. And a toe tin. Got
You're ready to go. Yeah. Good to go. Thank you very much.
The only problem with this is that they had to make them when people were working in the cotton mills
Yeah.
and the woolen mills over here. But the woolen mills and cotton mills had sandstone floors, flag floors, for fire prevention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wears away.
Yeah.
So within 6 or 7 months, that's just worn away. You can't repair them
Yeah.
because you weaken the leather so much by
That's
putting
right.
nails in.
Yeah.
So what someone did was, hey,
Yeah. They got something.
put a horseshoe on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Very quick.
It's a proper horseshoe, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was redesigned to turn into a clog iron,
Yeah.
so it's narrower,
Yeah.
and that makes it a lot stronger,
More durable.
more durable. You got it.
Yeah.
The first thing that wears are the nails.
Yeah.
The nail head will wear,
Yeah.
So all you do is take it out,
Right.
plug it,
Yeah.
put another nail in.
Exactly. Yeah.
So providing your feet stop growing,
Yeah.
they will last you until you're dead.
Yeah.
They become 2 and 3 and 4 generations.
Yeah.
They sell them on.
Because the whole shoes is kept, say, you
It's
know.
so solid.
Yeah.
It never wears out.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only thing it does do, if you've got clog irons,
Yeah.
if you're down a pit, or a cotton mill,
Yeah.
or a flour mill, or a gasworks,
Yeah.
if you hit any metal with that, it sparks.
Yeah. So you have to be
Down a
careful.
pit and it sparks, it goes bang.
Yeah.
You've killed your mates,
Yeah.
you shut down that working face,
Yeah.
because the fire damps exploded, the methane has exploded.
Yeah.
So presumably after they wrecked a few pits, they thought we could do something about this.
Yeah.
And I find it. Someone, we don't know who, designed that. It's a rubber version
Yeah.
of the
Of
iron
that one.
shoe.
Yeah.
Fasten that on with brass nails,
Yeah.
fasten everything else with brass nails, and it doesn't spark anymore.
Good.
So your market's back open.
Yeah.
And nothing really changed then until, well, it didn't change. Once they developed the clog iron
Yeah.
and that, there was nothing else to develop.
Yeah. Basically, it's the same. Everybody doing different way, but same thing. Yeah.
So it's and the only thing that did change
Yeah.
towards the end of the 19th century into the early 20th, people
Yeah.
were wanting more fashionable footwear. So they started colouring it
Yeah.
and they started putting laces in,
Laces in it. Yeah.
and they started making them look like shoes.
Yeah.
It looks like a shoe.
Yeah.
Can you touch
It's
it?
got a clog sole. Sorry?
Can you touch it?
Touch. You can touch it. Yeah.
Can you take it or can
Touch
you
it.
touch it?
Yeah.
Just don't drop it on your feet because it will hurt.
Yeah.
The other things that used to happen is that different industries had different requirements.
Yeah.
So if you were in agriculture working on a farm,
Yeah.
they're agricultural clogs.
That's how it developed.
They're a lot thicker.
Yeah.
The wax is buffalo hide. It's waxed buffalo hide kip
Yeah.
leather from India.
Yeah.
Indian kip leather, which we used to get, and
Yeah.
then the supply dried up for some reason. I don't really know why.
Right.
Which is why we went to aniline leather like that. So the kit leather,
Is that the beef leather?
oh, it's all beef.
All beef. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that would be. I don't know how they process it in India. Presume they waited until
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
animals had died
Yeah. Yeah.
and then processed.
When they
it.
slaughter them, you know, in our country back home in Pakistan,
Yeah.
they slaughter to eat meat. Yeah. Same like
yeah,
here.
yeah.
But
And-
they
and
take
then-
the skin out
Then the hide.
and then they treat it with salt and then process it.
What- Sorry,
This is buffalo skin.
it used to be buffalo kip leather they called it. And what they did in India and presumably before the partition would have been, we're talking about 1800, so
Yeah.
1850, before 1900. They waxed it.
Yeah.
They impregnated it with wax, which meant it was very, very durable,
Yeah.
waterproof.
Yeah.
It lasted forever, really.
Very good. Very
So-
good.
But that,
When was now?
when I was married first time, 1972,
Right.
I married into a farming family.
Right.
And my grandfather-in-law, my
Right.
wife's grandfather,
Yeah.
was still wearing the agricultural boots he had when he was demobbed from the army. Not in 1945, in 1920. So he'd been wearing these things 50 years.
Yeah.
So, and all he'd ever done was make sure that the irons were okay,
Yeah.
and he put a bit of linseed
Yeah,
oil or whatever
exactly,
on the
yeah,
back and
yeah.
just kept it. They will last for generation after generation if you looked after.
Do you know, can you get these like at the moment, at this time from somewhere where they make it?
You can, but
Very rare, isn't it?
they're really not practical in this day and age.
Right, yeah.
It's a long time
The
ago.
reasoning for that is it all started after the Second World War.
Yeah.
After the Second World War, the Allies we'd bombed Italy and Spain had a civil war.
Yeah.
And a lot of the leather workers in Italy and Spain, they were brilliant. They were as good as Indian leather workers.
Yeah.
And Indian leather workers were some of the best in the world
Right, yeah.
at the time. I'm not
Yeah, yeah, I
saying it
understand.
wasn't Pakistan. because
Yeah.
you weren't-
Same, India, Pakistan was same country at the time. Yeah.
Same
Subcontinent, yeah.
Of course it was.
So
But a lot of them have been to war, and a lot of them got killed, unfortunately.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we bombed the infrastructure,
Yeah.
we bombed everything else. And the Americans had designed an automatic shoemaking machine.
Yeah,
We think they designed it for the GI boots, of which they used tens of thousands.
yeah,
But for war reparations, or to get the businesses back up in Italy and Spain, we gifted them, the Allies gifted them these machines. Said, look lads, we can't keep giving you money because you're not producing anything. Use the machines.
right.
So they started producing leather shoes on these automatic machines.
Yeah.
Before the war, that was a typical leather shoe.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been a day and a half to get that far, and it's not finished.
Yeah.
Still needs a leather sole. When the automatic machines come in, 40 minutes,
Yeah.
and you've got a pair of shoes.
Ready.
So they're churning these things out like crazy. They've got to sell them somewhere, so they started bringing them into the UK.
Yeah.
And because of the quantity, economics says that the more you bring in, the price is going to come down.
More, yeah. That's
That would have been the equivalent of £1.50
Yeah.
in between the two world wars.
yeah.
By 1950, it was down to the equivalent of 60p.
It came down instead of going up.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, because of the quantities.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
These, in 1910, would have been about 15p pair of these, and that's why the normal worker could afford them. After the war, these started going up, and these would be 60p. So the same price as leather shoes. The disadvantage of these is that after the war, we got a lot of people demobbed. And if you demobbed, these guys have probably never been out of Golka or their own local village.
Yeah.
No reason to,
Yeah,
because everything was in the local village.
yeah,
During the war, they've been to Japan, Far East, Middle East, wherever.
yeah,
You know, Europe, Northern Africa.
yeah,
And they come back and they're in Golka. And they think, hang on, there's more to life than Golka.
yeah,
We want to go and see things.
yeah,
But they can't get anywhere because
Yeah.
they can't afford normal cars and things at that time.
yeah,
But the war meant that a lot of the transport, the motorbikes, the sidecars, the trucks, the lorries, were being sold off because the armies didn't want them.
yeah.
So they started buying these.
Right.
So suddenly the families are mobile. And the whole idea of that story is you can't drive in these.
No.
It's nearly impossible. You can try.
Yeah.
If you're suicidal, have a go. But they're very difficult. So the shoe and the American baseball boot started taking over. So the demand for these started.
Going down, yeah.
And it never came back up.
Anyway, thank you very much for your time and showing us and being with us. It's a pleasure, and I hope to see you. And these kids might have learned a lot by coming to this
Every
museum.
little bit of information helps.
Thank you. Thank you very
That's
much.
what life is about.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਏ ਸੀ ਕੋਨ ਵੈਲੀ ਮਿਊਜ਼ੀਅਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੇ ਬੜਾ ਜ਼ਬਰਦਸਤ ਰੀਲੀ ਲਾਈਕਡ ਇਟ ਤੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਓ ਆਪੇ ਵੀ ਆਓ 5 ਪਾਉਂਡ ਦਾ ਟਿਕਟ ਹੈ ਸਿਰਫ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤੇ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਦੇਰ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਹੈ ਇੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਟਾਈਮ ਸਪੈਂਡ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਉਮੀਦ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਸੰਦ ਆਏਗਾ ਸ਼ੁਕਰੀਆ ਮਿਹਰਬਾਨੀ ਦੇਖਣ ਦਾ
Has he done it?